What's up everybody, welcome to the Game of the Week show, episode number 1. I'm your host Matt Southwell, and joining me this week is the birthday boy, Ashley Dye.
Hi everyone.
Happy birthday.
Thanks mate.
You having a good day?
Yeah, really good.
Good.
Yeah.
Being spoiled?
Yeah, lots of things. New shades.
Very nice. Getting quite old now, aren't you?
Yeah, anyway, move on.
Oh yeah. And also joining us is Mr. Dan Gilbert.
Hi all.
Alright, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Brand new era, spreading information to the world.
I have a voice again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited about.
I'm sure everyone's excited about that. So, basically, just give you a quick introduction. What the Game of the Week show is going to be is 3 best friends will gather around this table every Monday to talk about the...
Matt.
Yeah, what?
It's Sunday.
Yes, I know it's Sunday, but by the time these guys watch it, it's going to be Monday.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
you know, just go with it. You know, they don't care when we're filming.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I have to edit this out now.
Sorry.
It's a right fucking pain to edit. You tried editing? Alright, just don't worry about it. So, what the Game of the Week show is 3 friends gathering around this table every Monday to discuss the top gaming news that has happened during the past week. We will also close out the show by having one featured game, which will be our main topic, and we will focus on whether it's a reveal, a spoiler, or a review. Okay, so let's begin this week's episode with the news, and I'm sure you're all aware E3 happened this past week, so there's been lots of new games revealed and lots of new content coming out. So our top 5 news stories this week will just be going over 5 of our favourite games that we've seen from the E3 show. And we'll start off with number 1, which is my pick of the show, was Halo the Master Chief Collection. So this was announced at the Xbox press conference. It was pretty well known that it was going to be happening in some form, whether it was going to be the Halo 2 anniversary or the whole collection. It's going to be coming out on November the 11th this year for Xbox One, and it's going to be Halos 1 to 4, which I cannot wait for. Now you guys, I know you are PlayStation fanboys, so this collection, 1 to 4, Halo, all really good games, 4 games for 1. Will this finally make you take the plunge? Let's go with the birthday boy first.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd probably need a bit more than just one series, I think, to sell it for me. You know,
Want me to go into more series? There's plenty more series.
yeah, I know. I'm still, 50-50. I think the time will come where I eventually will, and it probably will be sooner than later, but not right at this very moment. But I would think by the end of the year I'll be another console.
There's just no reasoning with some people. Dan, I know you're a sensible man. You're going to come to Xbox now and join us. I mean, have you seen the trailer? It looks fantastic in 1080p.
Not anytime soon, to be honest. I'm very much on the same line as Ash. But for me, I've seen a lot of Halo stuff. Halo is a good game in my mind. Like first-person shooter, sci-fi. It's the kind of thing I normally jump on. But it's not enough to make me want to go out and get a completely different console just to play one franchise. If there was something else out there as well, maybe.
There is plenty more out there,
yeah,
but we won't go into that now.
Agreed. Yeah, I think there is plenty more out there, and the time will come.
The time will come.
Yeah,
right.
It will.
Ignore these guys. All right, this is a great collection. Anyone that likes first-person shooters will like this Halo series. I really recommend that you look out for this in October. If you haven't got an Xbox One yet, now might be the time to consider it. Okay, number 2 on the list is Far Cry 4. Now I'm going to hand over to Ash to talk us through this game, because I know he's been a big fan of the Far Cry series over the years. So Ash, what did you make of Far Cry 4?
I don't even know where to start really. With looking at the trailer, the gameplay trailer is just mind blowing. There's nothing else, no other way of describing it. It just is. It's incredible. Ubisoft have delivered yet again by the looks of it, and. What are we looking at? November 18th, 2015 for the release.
2014. 2014. This
2014,
year.
sorry, this year, yeah.
So you told you're getting old.
I know. But no, it does. It's breathtaking. I think they've taken a lot of positives from the last game, and they've really just added on some tremendous extras there as well. It's set by the looks of it in the Himalayas. Which again is going to be stunning in terms of graphics on next gen. It's just going to look phenomenal. What else we got on this one? We've got I think by the release we've got riding on elephants and
I saw that.
plenty of interaction there with various things. Also, as well, we've got Troy Baker as the voice of the villain. He was, for those of you that know your games, he was the Joel in The Last of Us.
Yeah, very good actor.
So that's exciting as well. But yeah, general gameplay just looks fantastic from what's been released so far. There's a lot more interaction as well with your surroundings. They've got a new kick feature, allowing you to sort of interact with various objects as well. A few new weapons as well. They've got the crossbow, which I don't think featured in the last game.
No, you had the bow in the last one, didn't you? So.
Yeah, so far better for sort of close combat. It's going to be really good. So yeah, very, very excited. Very excited.
Good. You gonna jump in on this one, Dan? I haven't played it before, but
yeah, I've just started playing number 3 at the moment, so it's definitely a game I will look to pick up now because of what 3 was like. But I think Ash has covered most of it. It looks fantastic as a game, and so on. Next gen's really taking the graphics on. But in terms of gameplay, I haven't played enough of Far Cry 3 yet to really comment on where I think 4 can go in comparison.
You're in for a good ride. It's a great game.
Definitely, yeah, really good, and it's got a good story that goes with it as well. Let's hope that Far Cry 4 lives up to that as well.
Agreed. So number 3 on our list is Battlefield Hardline. Now, I was a big fan of Battlefield back in the day, 1942. Kind of lost a bit of interest over the last few years.
Matt, 1942.
Well, no, the game.
Okay.
Well, no one's as old as you, Ash. Don't worry. But yeah, this one, Cops and Robbers, looks pretty interesting. The explosions from the trailer look really good. I mean, what did you think of this, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, I watched some of the multiplayer stuff to go with it as well that they had at E3, and it looks insane in terms of what's going on. I mean, I played a lot of Payday 2. I know I got you guys to jump in a little bit on it, and this looks so much better in comparison to what we had before. Much more polished, a lot more crazy interaction going on with the environment. I mean, they've brought in things like grapple hooks for you to be able to go up buildings, zip lines you can deploy to go from building to building, so you can be moving all around the map. Everything's accessible there, and yeah, it was just general craziness in the multiplayer that I saw. Yeah,
it looks really good. I think I like that you touched on Payday 2, because obviously the cops robbers, but obviously Payday 2, you're only the robbers. This way you can, for those good Samaritans out there, they can play the cops, but the destructive environments looks really exciting. I think it's one I'm definitely going to look out for in October, even though I am not a fan of online first persons. I know you're not really.
It's not my preference, shall we say, but I have been known to dabble, yes, shall we say, in a bit of first person. But I'm always up for trying new things, and I think we'll take it.
Yeah, there you are.
Say,
I don't know what that means. But. Number 4 on our list. Number 4 on our list is Assassin's Creed Unity. Now I'm going to hand this straight to our Assassin's Creed / history diploma expert over here, Dan Gilbert, to talk to us about Assassin's Creed. And what did you think of this?
Yeah, well, I mean, Assassin's Creed, pretty much year on year release going on, big franchise. Was looking like it was starting to get a bit stale in terms of the gameplay, but what they've brought out for this one, it's looking like they're going to involve a lot more cooperative gameplay actually within the storyline for one, which is a big thing because they've never had that before. And from what I've read, it's a case of you can sync up when your friends are online, you can see whether they're in an active mission, and from there, if you sync up together, it'll take you back to a checkpoint that person in the mission is done, and then you all run together.
Okay.
I mean, it's up to 4 players together at one time. Now, whether those other 3 assassins are AI when your friends aren't around,
or if you don't have,
or if you don't have them at all,
you're out of luck, Matt.
If you don't have anyone else, I don't know whether that's going to change the game at all. So whether those are always there, or whether there's like two versions of the gameplay, of one with people and then one just by yourself. I mean, it's going to be set in revolutionary France. So on the eve of the revolution is when it starts. You play as a character called Arnaud Dorian, who is a French Austrian.
Of course.
And he follows what has become the new version of the storyline for Assassin's Creed of the Trail of Revenge, which leads into the Assassin's Order, as opposed to the original one, which seemed to be family line being passed down. They've wanted to change a few things in there, where they are upgrading the combat again. They're looking at the sword play involved to be more along the line style of fencing, which is what came in during the later Renaissance era, as opposed to the hack attack.
Yeah, just kind of hit triangle to counter, hit square to kill. That's basically how Assassin's Creed works.
Yeah, so basically they've upgraded it so the sword play is a bit more, I guess, delicate, if you want to use that word. So it's a little more finesse. And they've also actually included a way for you to get down the buildings in the parkour system. As well, yeah, because players used to just have the ability to either jump in the hay cart, which shouldn't break your fall when you're jumping from about 100 foot up, but it does.
It's fine.
Or just leap off the building and hit the ground and hope you have enough health in your health bar to actually take the hit until it regenerates.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
But it's an amazingly, stunningly beautiful game.
Yeah.
Again, it's the next gen consoles that are showing off.
They are. I mean, the trailer for this, depending which one you look at, but the one that I've seen is just breathtaking.
And like that trailer, it's saying to you guys before, it's the first trailer I've seen in a long time that really makes me want to play a game
without even seeing the game. Because it's all sequences.
Because I saw that before I saw the gameplay trailer or anything like that. And I was just instantly like, I want this.
Yeah, it is hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
And it's due for release on the 28th of October of this year.
That's going to be one poor month for me, October and November. Games flying left, right and centre.
Quite a few, I
think I might have to quit my job so that I have time to play them and then just pour myself for money or something, I don't know. And number 5, and the final one on our list for the news today, is Hello Games' No Man's Sky. Now, this was a game that kind of came out of left field for me, E3. I hadn't really heard anything about it before the show, but it looks like an incredibly beautiful game, really coloured. It's a sci-fi game, and basically, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it just looks like you can go to any planet and do whatever you want.
The actual gameplay side of things, in terms of what you get there, I haven't really found anything out about. But I know from an interview I was watching before, basically the intention is you start off on the outer rim of the galaxy, and then every player is kind of, I guess, incentivized or something similar to basically make that journey coreward. And so on, and from there, so they've got to try and find the safe route through. So like, not every planet's going to be viable, they're not going to have resources or atmosphere, but what happens is, like, the community as such will map these routes for you, so you're not just going in blind. So it's almost like, not wanting to call it forced cooperative gameplay as such, but that's kind of what happens, because you can see where other players have gone. Like, it's like, okay, start out here and they work this way, so maybe I should go this way because it's clearly this is safe. Kind of thing. Now, like I said, in terms of what you can do, I don't know yet. I just know that resources and so on is a key thing. But whether you just scan the planet and get those resources, or you have to do something when you're there, I haven't found anything out about that
it's
yet.
all very early at the moment. There's not even a release date or anything, but it does look really interesting in the game. But I'm definitely going to keep my eye on it. What do you think? I mean, like, there's not that much structure there, though. Is that something that you feel you need in a game? Or?
It is, yeah. I mean, I'm very much a sort of need to sort of know really what my A to B is. I mean, there's a certain amount of sort of open worldness that I can deal with, I think, but I think there's still got to be a degree of structure there, an objective of some kind, I think, an end game, rather than it being sort of too open and too loose. But the game, it looks like it could just be something that's just a little bit different to maybe what we've seen in the past from games. And you know, as you know, Dan's already touched on, you've already touched on the game itself. You know, looks in terms of quality, looks you know, again stunning. You know, on next gen, it's just going to look even better. So I think definitely one, I think, like you say, to keep an eye on and you know, see how things progress.
Yeah. I mean, like this, what I've heard from this whole game is that this game's been designed by only 4 people, which I think is incredible. So you know, top marks to those guys for being able to put something this vast together, and let's just keep an eye out for it, and hopefully it'll turn out to be something good.
No Man's Sky. Watch this space.
Okay, so that's it for the news this week, and now we're going to move on to our featured game of the week. Now, it hasn't already been noted in the first 5 games, so you've probably already got a good idea what it's going to be. And this week, our game of the week, our very first game of the week, is Uncharted 4. Now, guys, we saw the big reveal trailer at E3. How good did that trailer look?
Possibly the best trailer I've ever seen for a game.
In terms of visuals?
Yeah. Just... I don't even have a word to describe it. There you go. Speechless. There you go.
It just... At first it was like, this can't be gameplay, can it? I mean, Naughty Dog have always made beautiful games, but, I mean, we've seen things like with Watch Dogs where it looked beautiful and then it turned out to not be as beautiful as it was. And it makes me just wonder if it's on the PS4, but if it is, fair play to the guys.
I mean, it's you know, just that couple of seconds of you know, sort of close-up shot of Nathan Drake's sort of laying on the floor is wow.
The realism that you get across him, like how he's represented there.
It is.
It's just incredible.
It's really good. Yeah. Well, you touched on the fact in the trailer. Actually, we were just watching off air, Dan, how Nathan is actually looking a little bit older now, and you can actually notice it.
I mean, they have stated that the storyline is going to take place several years after Uncharted 3.
Yeah.
And it's actually nice to see that visual sort of like movement on from how he looked in the previous games, because they've always done like the jump of year or 2 years in between.
Sure.
But Nate hasn't actually really aged.
Yeah, he's just looked better in terms of like how
he's graphically improved, but he's not actually gone anywhere, and neither of any of the supporting characters around him. But this time he looks older, which should suggest that everyone else that they might bring back in the cast. I mean, we've heard Sully's voice, so
he said
he's going to be there. So anyone else that will be brought back should also have those visual changes, and it'll be,
I'm sure they will.
It'll be great to actually see how everyone has moved on, rather than necessarily just one or two characters. Yeah,
so like Sully touched on the fact how he'd been out of the game for a long time. So do you think we'll get a bit of backstory about, you know, why he's been out of the game? Do you think, like, I mean, the last couple of games have always been like, oh yeah, just one more time, Sully, one more time, Sully. But like, obviously, it says he's been out of the game, so he obviously looks like he's been trying to, but he's been drawn back in now by what appears to be pirates. It'll be interesting to see what direction they go on this.
I think it's you know, Sully says in the trailer, you know, one last time. I think as well, sort of indicating that it could possibly be the last in the series as well. Which I think's
Nolan North has said that he feels it's the last one, or rather, he thinks it should be the last one that Naughty Dog does, and that he doesn't want any other studio to try and pick up Uncharted and carry on the franchise, because of how Naughty Dog have actually done. More so than anything else, he doesn't want anyone to try and replicate it and then fail and tarnish the franchise, really.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Naughty Dog owned the rights, so it wouldn't just be the case of, you know, good old Activision coming along and just making whatever they want for money. So I'm sure that Naughty Dog have enough money, but they don't need to sell the rights. You know, they got burnt once before. Actually, I say Activision, they got burnt by Activision with the whole Crash Bandicoot saga back on PlayStation 1. So I'm sure they've learned from their mistakes, and if Naughty Dog and Sony don't want any more Uncharted games, then there won't be any more.
Yeah.
Do you agree that this should be the last one? I mean, I can understand from a studio's point of view, you know, you don't want your entire life to be making the same franchise. Sometimes it's good for a fresh start, but I mean, obviously we haven't seen the game yet, so we don't know how it's going to play out. But do you feel that once we've had this game, it will kind of bring it nicely to a close? Or
hopefully. I mean, you know, one thing that Uncharted has always been, you know, great for is story. You know, there are a few games out there that are great for story, and Uncharted is one of those. I think you really get drawn into the individual characters, who they are, the type of people they are, and you know, if you've played the whole series, you know, like I have from day one, you know, you really sort of feel like you sort of know the character really well, and you know, you've followed Nate's you know, life through all of these journeys, and if they can finish it off with a good story and they can end it properly, I think then it probably is the right time to maybe end the series. I'm sad to say, you know, it's one of my favourite games of all time.
All good things come to an end. So
yeah, I mean, it's the same with TV and films and so on. It's like these things have a natural progression where they reach a point where you're not either introducing anything new, or the characters have become stale, or you're essentially just retelling the same storyline in a different setting, and it just, you lose your fan base then.
Yeah, it is.
As much as you might like what you're seeing, it's just a repetition.
Yeah, it's better to go out on top,
yeah,
rather than slowly decline.
Yeah, exactly.
And another thing, talking about like this maybe being the last game, you know, there's been a lot of things behind closed doors that have happened over the last few months. You know, Amy Hennig's left, Justin Richmond's left, Todd Stashwick's left. You know, there's obviously things going on behind closed doors which maybe it's forcing their hand to make this the last game because they don't want to write a game that's not written by Amy Hennig. I don't know. Do you think this game is going to suffer in quality because, you know, Amy and Justin were Uncharted, or do you think Naughty Dog is still so talented that, you know, one good person doesn't make a studio?
I would go with that, and I think as well on top of that is that the Uncharted has such a good foundation. It's got such a good footing to put this new game on there that I think is, you know, they know the quality that fans are used to from previous games, and I think it's not going to be all that difficult to build on top of that. I think it's fair to say. Yeah,
and bear in mind they brought in the directors and so on who were involved in The Last of Us.
Yes.
Now that one, that one's a lot of Game of the Year.
Oh, it's a great game, fantastic game.
So obviously they haven't brought in anyone who doesn't know what they're doing.
No.
So they've handed the reins over to at least people who have a clue, as opposed to people who've never worked in like the video game industry before.
Yeah, I agree. I have faith that it will still turn out. I mean, worst case scenario, it's still going to be like an 8.5. It's still going to be like a great game. You know, that's absolutely worst case.
Yeah.
But I have faith that it will be an amazing game.
I think so, and I think another sort of indication perhaps that it is going to be the last in this series is that I think it's going to be A Thief's End. I think it's Uncharted 4 A Thief's End, which I think, you know, just a bit of a clue in the title there that it probably more than likely is going to be the last in the series.
I mean, like the tagline, I might be slightly paraphrasing what I've written here, but it's essentially it's going to test how far Nathan Drake is willing to go in order to save the ones he loves.
Yeah,
so
it's almost like his hand's been forced, maybe.
Yeah. Do you think he'll die?
So no, this is it. As in, like, I've got an idea of like where it could go, and like the reason I'm going to go along the lines of assuming that Elena and probably including baby Drake, babies, like depending on how many years we're talking.
Yeah, he looks like he's mid-40s. He looks like in the trailer.
Yeah, have for some reason I'm going to assume that they're the ones that are in trouble.
Sully. Well, Sully's like a dad to him as well.
But no, what I mean is they're the ones who are originally in trouble for some reason.
So he needs Sully.
So basically, Nate's hand is being forced, and of course he's always going to go to Sully for help. And then along the lines of that, you might end up with Chloe coming back because she was one of the key characters in 2 and returned in 3 in slightly more of a background role.
Maybe in the last few years he's been away, he's had a family and he's got some kids, and you know they've been kidnapped by.
Well, that's it. It
might
not even involve Elena. It might just be the kids. It might just be Elena and the kids are at home. It's like it could be anything like that.
It could.
But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that something happens to Sully during this, but it's going to be the way that Naughty Dog has done things in the past, where they make you think you've lost the character, and he's going to end up turning up somehow at the end.
I don't know. They did that in 3 though, didn't they?
That's true.
I'm going to say the opposite. See, I think personally, to end all, they will kill off Nathan Drake, and Sully will.
Yeah. Well, the Uncharted games have always finished on the happy ending.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that they're still going to go for that in the final one to finish off. I think because of how Nathan Drake is perceived as a character, and like just because they've said, or Nolan North says and thinks this is going to be the last one, there's no guarantee it's going to be. I mean, like the PS4 is meant to last what, 10 years?
Approximately, yeah. So
right. That's a lot of time that a studio might turn around and think, you know what, let's make another.
Well, yeah, because that game's going to come out full next year, so that's only, what, 2 years into the life cycle of the console.
So I think they'll happy end it, personally.
I think they would as well, purely for the reason that if you kill Nate Drake, that's it. You can't bring him back. You can't make another game in the future.
The only way you can bring him back is to make something that would fill in the gap between the original Uncharted and like the stuff they touched on in
Death is
Uncharted
too much of a commitment, I think.
Yeah, it is. I think you're right. I suppose it depends on how committed they are to, you know, drawing the line or not drawing the line.
Yeah. Well, that's just about it for this week on the Game of the Week show, episode number 1. If you've liked what you've watched so far, please do like and subscribe. If you want to leave any comments, then please feel free to do so. Give us some questions in the video with regards to the topics of news that come out in the next week, and we will answer them on the show for you. Just for now, Ashley, Dan, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, Matt.
And we will see you next time.